Family Guy is a show which rose from the ashes of television. It had 3 seasons that were truly awful, before turning things around and becoming one of the greatest comedy shows of all time. However, one of Family Guy's staple traits is its unflinching willingness to push the boundaries of comedy. And sometimes it pays off, however sometimes it falls flat. So today on Top 10 Beyond the Screen, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 10 shocking Family Guy episodes that took things too far. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at number 10, The Cosby Show. I mean, the title alone says it all, right? In the episode Peter's Sister, the cast sits around the television and watches The Cosby Show, knowing what we know now. Now what follows is a vicious skewering of the classic 80s sitcom, The Cosby Show, and their opening credits, with the disgraced comedian Bill Cosby dancing around while the female cast is drugged and unconscious. Now this is of course a reference to the allegations against Cosby, in which he was accused, arrested and thrown in jail for drugging and sexually assaulting dozens of women, in what is known as the worst kept secret in Hollywood. Now the episode was of course satirical, however it did cross the line in the eyes of some viewers. In at 9, Brian tries to seduce a teenage girl. In the episode titled Scammed Yankees, Brian, the family dog, takes things way too far when he develops a desire towards Meg's teenage friend, Patty, who is a teenager in high school. However, Brian is only interested in her because of her shapely body, which is also super creepy, and he is completely uninterested in her as a person. Fortunately, Stewie and Meg both call him out for being disgusting, and thankfully, Patty comes to her senses and rejects Brian. Now this is one of the rare occasions where Brian takes things way too far, with the dog usually being depicted as shallow and uncaring towards others. Not this time though, it seems. Shame. In at number 8, JFK Pez Dispenser. In the season 1 episode titled A Hero Sits Next Door, Family Guy makes a joke that even Seth MacFarlane felt went way too far, and that's saying something. In the episode, a police sniper's shot goes wide. Cut to a child exiting a store with a JFK Pez dispenser, which promptly gets blasted to bits. The boy is of course devastated before reaching into his pocket and pulling out another Pez dispenser, stating, I quote, "At least I still have my Bobby Kennedy Pez dispenser." This is of course a reference to the tragedy that was the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, and then, a few years later, his brother Bobby Kennedy. Coming in at number 7, TERRI SCHIAVO Musical. In the episode titled Peter Asman, the opening sequence is largely disconnected from the rest of the episode, however it is memorable for being utterly tasteless, perhaps the most tasteless in the entire series. It involves Stewie's preschool class putting on a production of TERRI SCHIAVO the Musical. For those who don't know, TERRI SCHIAVO was a right to die legal case in the United States, a woman in an irreversible persistent vegetative state. Her story made national headlines and sparked major debate all over the world. TERRI died on March 31st, 2005, 15 days after having her feeding tube removed, and Peter Asman aired around 5 years later. The chorus of the song at the beginning of the episode goes as follows, I quote, "TERRI SCHIAVO is kinda alive-o," before making references to her mashed potato brains, before calling her the most expensive plant you'll ever see. Honestly, this episode just makes me furious. In at number 6, the AIDS Barbershop Quartet. This episode is well and truly awkward and incredibly insensitive. You'll see why in a minute. As most will know, being the bearer of bad news can be awful, however Family Guy figured out a unique way to go about this in the episode titled The Cleveland Loretta Quagmire. The episode features one of the show's most memorable cutaway gags, in which Dr. Hartman tells a patient at the hospital, I quote, "I don't know how to tell you this, ... so I'll let these guys do it." Enter Peter and his quartet, who sing the song You Have AIDS, in which they state, I quote, "Not HIV, but full-blown AIDS." Yeah, this is a thing that happened on TV and it was awkward. Coming in at number 5, Peter plans a school shooting. Yeah, this is legit, and I hate to say that. In one particular episode, after trading places with Meg and Chris for the sake of a bet, Peter seems unaware of how to go about his role reversal and what to wear to school. So he appears in the kitchen dressed as a teenage girl before Lois explains that he's supposed to be a boy. He then returns as a troubled teenage teenage boy eager to, I quote, make all those popular kids pay for ignoring him. He is seen in the scene holding a large gun, cocking it before Lois tells him he is supposed to be a normal teenager. As you would expect, folks were absolutely furious about this particular episode, and as they should be. There are far too many school shootings. In at number 4, Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is known for playing the iconic character Marty McFly in the Back to the Future franchise. However, he is also known for being an advocate for Parkinson's disease, a condition which he has been suffering with for years. As most will know, the symptoms of the illness is uncontrollable shaking, something that Family Guy makes fun of for comedy purposes, and guys, it was not funny in the slightest. In the episode titled Teaks for Two, Peter says that his shirt was ruined by Michael J. Fox at a wine tasting party, which then cuts to Peter with a grey backdrop explaining the circumstances of Fox's disease and the poor taste of the joke. However, it then shows a check signed by Fox, and they show the clip anyway. It is utterly uncomfortable and not funny in the slightest. Coming in at number 3, Quagmire murders The Simpsons. Now, this particular moment actually only appeared on the DVD and Adult Swim syndicated rerun, and was cut from the original airing of the episode. In a parody of in-show advertisements, Marge Simpson appears in a promo for The Simpsons. However, things take a turn when Quagmire shows up and gets way too physical with Marge, even chasing her off the screen. When they return, she is charmed by his prowess in the bedroom and invites him to her home for further escapades. The scene then cuts to an external view of the home, and we hear audio of Homer busting in on the cheating pair. Glenn then pulls out a pistol and murders Homer and Marge, followed by Bart and Lisa, and then finally baby Maggie. It's awful. In at 2, Prom Night Dumpster Baby. I mean, the title of this episode alone is enough to shock you. Now imagine an entire episode that is also partly a musical. Prom Night Dumpster Baby is supposedly based on the story of Melissa Drexler, the teenager who gave birth at prom and put her baby in the trash before returning to the dance. So in classic Family Guy fashion, they took something awful and tried to make it shocking yet funny. The Prom Night Baby sings a bluesy big band tune about not having parents while swinging his umbilical cord like a dancer while being backed up by other dumpster babies. The lyrics go like this: my story isn't long, but boy, it's awfully sad. I miss my mum, she's at the prom. Yeah, I'm shook. How the heck did this get by censors? I have no idea. I think they've given up. And finally coming in at number 1, Turban Cowboy. Turban Cowboy is an episode in which Peter Griffin becomes a terrorist, as well as drives his car through the Boston Marathon. Worse still, this episode had the misfortune of airing just 1 month before the real live Boston Marathon bombings occurred, which in turn led to the episode being pulled from the airwaves and future DVD releases. That all sounds bad enough, however the episode also features Peter joining up with the Islamic terrorists who aim to attack the Quahog Bridge. The episode is utterly shocking and unfunny, and in hindsight completely offensive regardless of whether it aired before or after the attacks. Should never have been aired in the first place. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any shocking Family Guy episodes that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 10 shocking South Park episodes that took things too far. One user said, you could have at least shown the scenes. I would have loved to have shown the scenes, sadly YouTube doesn't allow for that anymore. Not if you want to make money. Just saying. Judaism said, love the bass of the presenter's voice. Boss work, guys. Whoa, that honestly might be the most original compliment I've ever received. Thank you. Didn't realize I had good bass. LW said, I love the bloopers. Well, LW, I love the bloopers too. Be sure to let us know if you would ever want a blooper video. We have so many, especially of me swearing and being inappropriate. Sean Brotherston said, oh my god, thanks Lucy, can't believe you guys did the video because of my comment. Of course, we always read the comments, so if you have any list ideas, be sure to let us know. We love hearing from you guys. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another Beyond the Screen vid. Until next time, see you later.